morning, September 22nd, 2021, first day of fall. Kind of a cool morning, but you kind of expect that at this time of year. It's been very mild for the Upper Peninsula of Michigan this time of year. I've been up since 4:45 this morning, and I don't know, it's probably 8:30 right now. I've been sitting listening to the sandhill cranes and the geese, and every now and then I hear some gunshots. It's goose season, so you gotta kind of expect that. But anyway, this time of year, start thinking about migration. You know, I talked about the sandhill cranes and the geese. They're gathering up and they're getting ready to migrate. There's also another migration that's going to happen here soon, and that's the snowbirds. And I've sort of been a snowbird here the last 4 years. This will be my 5th winter of leaving Michigan and heading for warmer climes. And I had a gentleman ask me, you know, how I travel, where do I stay, and most people that know me, I'm a boondocker. That means I don't stay normally in regular campgrounds. I don't hook up to electricity. I have solar on my rig. And I'm pretty self-contained in that manner. Not real fancy, because I don't have your typical facilities like a bathroom and running water and that kind of thing in my van. But I get by. So anyway, I was telling the gentleman, I said, well, I try to stay off the freeways the best I can. You have to run the freeways at times, there's just no way around it. But I take my time. My whole life I rushed from point A to point B. And even my son, mentioned, we went a lot of trips downstate and never stopped anywhere. We just stopped for gas and go to the bathroom and get something to eat. And we just didn't do a lot of exploring because we just had time limits. You had to get back for work and school. And now I'm retired and I have all the time in the world. So I take my time. I've taken up to a month to come back from Arizona. And I've made it in as few as 5 days. It just depends on the weather, how I'm feeling, what's going on. I mean, year before last, it was the pandemic, and there was a big rush to get back because I didn't know what was happening. Didn't know they were going to shut down the country. I didn't know if you could get from one state to the next, for a while there. So there's a lot to see in this country, and you're not going to see a lot of it on the freeway. You see a lot of neat stuff on the freeway, but to find what America is really about, you need to travel the secondary roads and the back roads. Take your time, and to do that, I use a few sites that help me find free camping. My main one I use is freecampsites.net. That's real popular. I find a lot of nice places, interesting people doing that. There's Campendium, and there's Overlander, and there's other ones, I don't know. You can join RV sites on Facebook, there's all kinds of, there's van dwellers, van life, the escapers. There's a lot of different camping groups. Some people use these wineries. You sign up. You can stay at these wineries for free if you belong to this group. I'm gonna melt my camera. No, it looks like it. But anyway, so you just search the town you're near. You plug in the town you're near in the freecampsites.net. Say you're near Hot Springs, Arkansas, and you'll pull up all the free campsites in that area or near there. The nearest one I really found that was pretty nice was about 30 miles away from Hot Springs, Arkansas. But it was nice. It was on the water, and there's just sometimes it's just a spot to park and in the woods, and sometimes it's you got nice water sites or whatever. But to stay off the freeways, you can. I guess I'm not real technical savvy, but I guess you can set your Google Maps to avoid toll roads or freeways. I haven't done that, but I'll pick it. I'll say I know where I'm heading. See I'm heading from Michigan to Texas, and somewhere. I'll just pick a couple towns. Instead of taking the freeway like the Google Maps want to take me, I'll just say, well, I'm in this town right here. The freeway sort of goes out around here, and the next town I want to see is here, and it's all country between. So I'll plug in that town, and I'll just go to it in a shorter distance instead of plugging in your final destination. And I just sort of click towns as I go, and I'd zigzag. I went over 700 miles out of my way to come back to Michigan a couple years ago, and which was fine. You spend a little more on fuel, but you see a lot more. I use my maps. That's what I'm trying to say. I use a map because that's gives you a better feel of where you're at and what you might want to see. And the more detailed map you got, the better. I try to use like the gazetteers, the Michigan Atlas gazetteers. I pick up ones for North Dakota, Wyoming, and that shows you all the state land, national forest land, rivers, lakes, county roads. Shows pretty detailed. So it helps you figure out where you're at, where you want to go, what you want to see, where you might want to camp. And it makes the trip more interesting, I think. Oh, before I forget, my brother Dave wanted to give a shout out to Mr. John Madowski. John worked for my brother Dave at Marinette Marine for many years before Dave had to retire early. And Dave taught John everything he knows today and helps him run Marinette Marine now. So I just want to say, hey John, for my brother Dave and for me also, I appreciate you watching. You seem to watch a lot of my videos and I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody watching my videos. Hopefully I have some more interesting content than just sitting here drinking coffee by a fire. But it is what it is for the moment. I've been not on social media much, not on YouTube. I haven't been posting much. I recently, this summer, I bought myself a camp, and I've been kind of busy with that, with cleaning and staining and organizing and putting things where I think they should be, and exploring the area a little bit. I didn't really want to put much out there about it yet because I wasn't quite sure how I felt about everybody knowing, where I might be. I try to post things in a private manner, and I didn't really want to put it out there yet. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. There's other YouTubers and that have bought places, and I've heard some stories, people showing up at their place and stuff. I'm not too worried about that. I'm very remote where I'm at. I don't think that's going to happen. But I just didn't really want people to know exactly where I was either. But I'm grateful I have the place. I have a place for some of my stuff, a place to work on my things, a place for downtime and reflection. And it's a nice area. I got a lot of nature, a lot of wildlife around me, next to some state forest land in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Like I said, right now I'm listening to sandhill cranes off through the woods in the field over there. It's very peaceful here. Very little traffic because I'm on a 2-track. End of a dead-end road, basically. So yeah, I want to do some things on the property here too, which I will put on YouTube. I'm going to build a clay oven. I have plans on putting up a wigwam back here. And I think that those would be fun things. I built a clay oven with some people out in Arizona a few winters back, and it was a big hit. So I want to do one a little more permanent, more, better built kind of more the right way, something that'll last for years. The one we built out there was just one big layer of clay and sand and straw, and I knew it was only going to last one season, which it did. The weather being exposed deteriorates those clay ovens quick. So this one here is going to have a roof over it. It's going to be up on a platform, more workable height, instead of on the ground and bending over trying to feed the fire and put in your pizzas and breads and whatever you're making. But yeah, they had a great time. I had a great time building it, had a great time cooking out of it. We had pizza night several times. I baked Jim and Amber from California anniversary cake in that clay oven in a big Dutch oven. It was cool. And I think my grandkids are gonna love it. I'm gonna try. I was gonna build it this fall, and I got it close actually. I got the roof done, and I got the platform done. I gotta put some more sand in it, and I gotta trim my fire bricks to fit better. And then I can do the clay oven. But I really think I want more people involved in building the clay oven. I was just going to do it myself, and I thought, what, this is a community thing, at least family, family and friends, and I wouldn't mind inviting a few people from the area that my camp is at, so they can experience it. So I probably will do that next spring instead of this fall, because I'm going to be leaving here shortly. Like I said, it's the first day of fall, and probably within less than a month I'll be heading out of here, heading for warmer climes. I got arthritis in my back, neck, hands, and the cold weather of the UP dampness and stuff doesn't do me justice. I hurt pretty bad all the time, and it does help to be out of this kind of weather. So I hope it helped a little bit, you know, with the traveling. You know, I will stay at a campground on occasion just to fill up with water and maybe take a shower, socialize a little bit. You know, I tend to isolate a lot, tend to be off by myself, but I like it. I like the quiet. You know, my life was, I had all the excitement and drama that I could handle, and I really don't need any more of that. So I tend to prefer being out in nature where it's quiet, listening to the animals and the wind in the trees. And I just appreciate that a hell of a lot better than listening to the people drinking and carrying on at the next campsite. And they're having fun. They're doing their thing, and that's okay. You know, it's a free world. They're free to do that if that's what they care to do. You know, on occasion, I like to be around people. I get loud and tell jokes and become obnoxious sometimes, I guess. But I don't really, as a general rule, I'm not like that. I don't drink anymore. I haven't drank in years and years and years. To be around it's okay for a little bit, but I don't care to be around it every day. And you know, there's a lot of good people out there in the world, and some of them do things that I no longer do. You know. So anyway, John, I know that ain't true. You're an engineer at Marinette Marine, and my brother, you know, you work together, but I know he wasn't your boss, and you were his boss. I know the true facts on that situation. I hope you enjoyed the little joke there. I have a dry sense of humor, and I try to just throw things in there, see if anybody's paying attention. All right. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to finish my coffee. I'm going to stay warm by this fire a little bit till it warms up. It's only supposed to get like 60 today. Yeah, I'm going to fart around the old camp here, see what kind of trouble I can get myself into. Thanks for watching. Safe travels. Get out there. It's a big, beautiful world. Lots to see, lots to do. Four-wheeling, fishing, camping, hiking, exploring, and that's what I like. Some people, you know, prefer the city life and museums and fancy dining and all that good stuff. But this is my world. All right, take care, guys.